Hey guys, you know, I just wanted to get on here and talk about, has anyone ever talked about how difficult 80 Oh, has anyone ever talked about how hard it is to be a content creator with ADHD? Has anyone ever talked about how hard it is to be a content creator with ADHD? So, listen to me. I have been plotting on starting this YouTube career for years now. Like, I'm talking about so my first attempt at doing YouTube was when I was in college, and I tried to be like a little makeup guru girly, right? I grew up in the Bethany Moda and and Jacqueline Hill School of YouTube, and I wanted to do one of them. I made me one little video and it was cute, and then the second one I recorded, the whole thing got corrupted, and that was it. That was the end of that YouTube career. And then I remember the pandemic started, and I remember that was when I really started to feel the feelings again. Like, man, I really want to be like a YouTuber. Like, I could really see it. Like, that was when I could really start to like just really see it. And I thought about making a whole video about this, but Scott Kramer, the ADHD is leaping out in this video. That's why I keep getting weak. So Scott Kramer is my favorite YouTuber, right? And he was that first person that I saw that really made me think, you could really just make videos about anything, and somebody out there is going to enjoy it. And so, but the thing about ADHD is you have a whole lot of ideas. You have so many ideas, but you just get stuck in the execution part of it. So I don't know, for the longest time, these thoughts just sat up in my brain for years at a time. And then I feel like it was maybe 2023 going into 2024. I finally was like, all right, we're going to do this. I feel like also a big part of it is the fact that I'm working a full-time job. And so I just could not fathom how I was going to be able to create and have a full-time job. And then somewhere in there, I got diagnosed with ADHD. Like, I'm 30 now. I just turned 30 last week. And I think officially got diagnosed for ADHD. Maybe I was like 28, 29, something like that, real late in the game. And getting diagnosed with ADHD comes with a lot of validation, a lot of, oh, I'm not lazy, of like, oh, so everybody being able to just work a full shift and it be normal, like, it's just because my brain is wired differently. Like, oh, okay, cool. Also, through this whole getting older thing, I really started to have that feeling of just like, okay, I did the practical thing. So some lore about me. When I was going to school, my mom was very much insisting that I study theater. My mom was like, you are not, I was always a theater kid in high school. I did like singing lessons, all that, the whole nine, right? My mom was like, that's what you need to be majoring in. That's what you need to be doing. And I was like, no, like, cause my big thing was I was graduating. I was going to college. I was getting out that house. I love my mom. We have a good relationship now, but at the time, baby, I had one mission only. I needed to get out of my hometown. I needed to get out the house. So there was no getting no theater degree. I was like, I need a job that's going to pay. So bitch, I went to school for pharmacy school. I was like, all right, how can I make money? Can't be a doctor. I'm too squeamish. Pharmacy it is. So, and I wasn't even really aware of business school. Basically, I'm gonna have to make a whole video just talking about my college experience because I'm trying to get back on some semblance of a topic here. But once I graduated and started working, I kind of looked around and I was like, I got a job that moved me out here to Arizona, and I was able to pay my bills. But I looked up and was like, oh, I thought I was depressed before. Now I'm super depressed because I was like, yo, damn, like, money really isn't everything. Like, ain't that some bullshit? Like, oh, you actually do need fulfillment. You actually do need like some sort of fulfillment. And I finally started to learn that some people do get fulfillment from their jobs. And that is not me. Like, I am a natural creative. And I just got out of my therapy session, right? And I was just talking about this, how I've been feeling lately this random crazy amount of energy, like stir crazy Tasmanian double levels of energy, because I got a little burst of, okay, I'm going to start creating. I'm going to figure out this, da 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 da. but I get so overwhelmed in the editing process, bro. So literally 2024, I think that was when I finally sat down and started making, like, I got my little ring light, first started sitting down actually filming videos, trying to come up with concepts. The very first video I did, I recorded the whole thing like this on my phone. And because I'm too much of a perfectionist, I was like, I can't use that footage. I was like, I'm not having my video be like, I refuse. Scrapped. And I can't even tell you how many times I have so many full videos recorded, some even edited, that just were never posted because I just get this whole perfectionist thing. And again, as I gotten older, I realized a lot of that is the ADHD, because how my therapist described it to me, she's like, basically the way your brain works is you're making a cake and you're going to take it to a bakery. And this is a cake. It's that they ordered. Everything looks good. And then I'm like, okay, but I need this specific packaging for this cake. And I need to get it to the store at this time or nobody's going to buy it. Or if they don't have, all these things I'm thinking about here, and the cake is just sitting dusty on the shelf. And what irritates me even more is I consume so much content, or so many people on YouTube that clearly don't give as much of a fuck as I do, no shade, but I'll watch videos that have mistakes. I've seen videos I remember one time I looked up at this video I was watching and realized that her whole ass video was in that vertical orientation. And I'm just like, why do I do this? And so when I finally ripped the Band-Aid off and got my first video out, which was the Disney Bangers one, what was so gaggy about that was it had been recorded a whole year before that. Same with my Adventure Time video. Those were both recorded beginning of 2025 because I thought that was going to be my year. It's going to be my year. Thought that was going to be my year. It wasn't. So I'm not going to lie. This is just, I'm over here getting overwhelmed just talking about it. But that's exactly why I'm making this video now. Because I learned to myself that sometimes, I really need to work the muscle of just not overcomplicating it. Because when I go to try to make a video, I'll get an idea in my head. I'm like, okay, I want to do this. And I'm like, okay, but I want to do this theme. And I want it to look like this. And I want to look like this. And then I just don't end up doing it. Or I keep telling myself that I wanted to do these videos and I tell myself it's going to be simple and then it ends up being complicated because it ends up being long and there's a lot of editing and then I get overwhelmed and then a long time goes by before I post anything. And then to make matters worse, I put so much pressure on myself to put myself out there in terms of content because every single day I'm going to work and I work at a very conservative type of job now. And so I have to really stifle my creativity in a lot of ways. I was literally thinking this today, man, I really miss when I was able to get really creative with my hairstyles and my outfits and even in my makeup. And I'm just realizing, my creative outlet is in these videos and in this content, but it's so overwhelming because I'm not able to allow it to just be my creative outlet because I put so much pressure behind it all. And I get so overwhelmed with the editing part. Editing is an ADHD nightmare. The recording stuff, and this is what gets me, is I watch a lot of people on YouTube and I've heard people talk about, my boy Scotty Too Hottie. I've heard him talk about and describe the challenge of being on behind a camera. And I've seen people talk about that, scripting and all that stuff. And I'm just that all comes easy for me. But it's the whole editing and the whole consistency and the whole, I have it's not even it's not having it's not having ideas. It's having too many ideas and getting overwhelmed with execution. So that's why I wanted to make this this video today. And that is why I call myself Pristine, aka the ADHD princess, aka the light-skinned finesser. And this is me just really trying to put myself out there and trying not to overcomplicate it. And also that ADHD girly out there that's really wants to do stuff, but has the can't do stuff disease. You're not alone, babes. You're not alone. We're in this together. And so that being said, hey, if you're watching this, if you're getting to the end of this, then listen. I hope that you come along with me on this journey, because I am going to put myself out there by the power vested in me. This ADHD will not stop me, and I'm putting myself the fuck out there, and I'm gonna make this content, and we gonna make it out the hood, and this shit is gonna get me out of corporate. I'm claiming it. I'm speaking into the universe, and I'm hoping you hear it. And listen, you can say you was on the motherfucking ground floor. Listen, let's cut to this in a few years and be like, damn, she really thought that life was about to be over at 30. She thought that ADHD was about to get her down and make it so she could never. But she rose. So anyways, thanks. How do I want to end this? Ranting time? No. How do I want to end this? I used to do this in my videos back in the day in Snapchat in college, so we're gonna run it back. Ranting time, motherfucking over. Thanks for motherfucking watching.